So not every seven-figure, $1 million IT business is created equal. And I'm kind of, again, on this $300 a user thing. I think in theory, if I could get every single business and every single customer that we already had at $300 a user, we'd just be raking in the dollars, right? Morally, I don't know if that would be okay. I think business should create a win-win environment for everyone involved, right? The team, the clients, and the community that surrounds it. But that's maybe another video. If we look at this, let's create $1 million business, and with monthly recurring revenue, that's $83,000 and some change every single month. And to get there, are we going to charge $200 a user, or are we going to charge $300 a user? And I've often found that the majority that are doing the $300 a user model that everyone's kind of talking about, I see it as 5 users or maybe 10 users or something like that. And so, let's average that out. Let's call it 7 or 8. And you've got more than 30 customers with 7 or 8 users on average, paying that $300 a user rate. Conversely, I believe it's very possible to get, move up market a little bit, get those bigger customers that might have 50 or 60 users or even more. Let's shoot the middle there. And then you're talking about, 13 or 15 clients, which at the end of the day is going to be easier to support and more efficient on your help desk team and an easier business to scale. One that has 30 or 35 clients, or one that has 13. And I think it's clear to see that, yes, we can run out there and get $300 a user on these, again, from what I've seen, smaller customers, micro businesses, if you will. Or I think you have more market and more opportunity with the 50 and 60 person groups, and you're going to have less customer count. Yes, less all-in seat price that everybody's, raving about, but it's going to be an easier business to navigate. It's going to be more efficient and easier to operate because you only have 13 customers versus 35 with the same amount of revenue, even though the seat price is different. And so again, this $300 user thing, I think it's all good and well. And we've gotten it in some cases, again, on these smaller customers, but I just don't see a place where you're going to go into a 60-person company and say it's $300 a user and have them not go, why am I not just hiring someone? Why am I not just doing this in-house? And also, there's enough competition out there that somebody else is going to come in and say, we can do the same thing, if not better, for cheaper. Because again, I think at the end of the day, you've got to be reasonable in business, right? Trying to, frankly, milk the gravy train, isn't good for everybody that's involved. And I just don't think it's fair either. Now, if you can go and justify because you're literally sending a guy on site every single day and you need to charge that much, that's a different story, right? But bundling a couple tools together and slapping a sticker on it and calling it $300 a user, I don't think is good business. And as we just laid out with the numbers, I don't think it's going to be an efficient or an easy to run business when you have a plethora of customers versus a good set of customers paying a good price that's going to operate a lot more reasonable for you as an IT business. The vast majority of people winning at this $300 a user thing are winning 5 and 10 person companies. I've not seen a lot of it. I have seen some. They're not often going into a 60 person company and getting it for $300 a user, right? And so, yeah, you can win some of these, but if you continue to build an entire book of business based on small micro customers, I just don't think it scales. Conversely, you go and get 50 and 60 person customers and you charge a little bit less, right? Call it a bulk discount, if you will. I think it's reasonable, good business, and it's going to be easier and more efficient for you to scale because then you have 10 or 15 customers, not 30. It's a totally different game because every network and every location and every office and every organization is still a unique thing in and itself. Even if you play a niche game in the same industry, it still requires that. It's another ISP, it's another firewall, it's another bop, right? And if you've got 30 of them, that's a lot more difficult than 13 of them. This is coming from the gurus, the I used to run an IT business guys who are like, yeah, just charge $300 a user. But I think, sure, right? I just don't think it scales all the way up and through, and everybody keeps talking, 7 figures, $1 million, right? Do good business, do right by your clients, do right by your team, and you will win.